Alright guys, we're going to restart the stream again. We're going to try this with new visual settings. And of course the dogs immediately freak out. They can't help it, guys. They're just puppers. They're just puppers. So, as I was saying, I'm glad I didn't get too far off onto it. Because, you know, it's a little bit more of an important conversation. I've been trying to get, like I said, into live streaming for a long time now. We've put a lot of work into it, come through a lot of different platforms. Predominantly, my first reason why I even started doing this was to broadcast live music. And the more that I've done this, the more that I've ran across some of the different barriers inherent in that. For instance, to do an effective live stream, you almost have to be completely hardwired. And a lot of people that do this with wireless transmission, things like that, are using other transmitters and things like that to boost signals and another technology I just don't have access to. And when I first started this, I spent a lot more time out and about playing in town, which is something that I haven't done in a long time. And I've received a huge amount of shit for it. However, I've tried to find new ways and means to adapt around it. Transportation isn't always easy. It isn't always easy to have money to get around. However, if I can make a place here that you guys can come to and gather all of your pieces to as well, then we can still do this. It's you got to know why you're doing this, why you started doing whatever it is. Doesn't matter if you're streaming per se, playing games, playing music, whatever the case is, anything that you're making, any creative endeavor. You've got to know why you're doing this. What got you up in the morning in the first place and got you to say, hey, I'm fucking doing this? Because you've got to have that moment. Nothing in the world will get you up and get you going. I mean, everyone always says like threats or anything else like that will do it. No, none of that shit works. I've seen it. Literally, America is in its current state is what happens when everybody functions under fear-based logic and is not wanting. They don't love it. They don't feel it in their heart. And what made America beautiful in the first place was people worked with their hearts. And I'm not saying that America is a construct, as a country is a thing, but what I'm saying is America is an idea, is a concept that we have. And America as a concept directly contradicts with some of the key tenets of society, of what makes a society, of what makes a civilization. And so there's, like all things in nature, there's a certain level of you must befriend the paradox. And when you can find that point, then all of a sudden things don't become quite so dangerous. Or rather, maybe not so dangerous, but they, as perilous as they seem, you will still be able to see the outcome through it. Like I said, it's tough. A lot of these people that are streamers that have gotten out recently were big heroes of mine. Like when I first started doing this again in October, this was mostly just for humor, mostly just for fun. Let's play some video games. Let me show you guys some weird stuff. And it all started, you know, part of it was because I wanted to show everybody 76 because no one was wanting to play Fallout 76. The other part of it was I wanted to show everybody Natalie's maps because Natalie's maps are fucking incredible. And I'm really sad that we lost a lot of them in the transition. We lost a lot of them, pretty much all the fucking maps. And we've been starting brand new again, and all of these new maps are on stream. And they're going well now. Things are going excellent. However, it's still, the medium changed. Or rather, the medium stayed the same, we changed. We found a way to try to find another way to connect with this. I found ways to integrate music. When I first started integrating music into this in the first place, like if I show you some of, I don't know if I have any of my old streams because I think they're all dated out. But I actually had a guitar pedal that I was running hooked up to my original Xbox headphones. So we couldn't talk at the same time that we were making music. When I was literally running hardware together with jumper cables and adapters, hooking things together to make it happen. And I love making music. I love making music with you guys and for you guys. I'm less apt at selling it per se. But I love performance. I love doing it, which is why we're here. I find it difficult to monetize myself in certain ways because it requires a certain level of discipline and a willingness to be able to expend certain components. And part of that is, like I said, lacking the discipline to know what medium to use. And since we've came into streaming, we've found significantly more success than I have in most of the other endeavors, ironically. Because it's kind of a weird nexus where all of the things start coming together. A lot of the people that have dropped out, they were all fighting the good fight. And I say that a lot around here. It's one of my favorite sayings, but it's the truth. And when I watch that many people who are fighting for the same thing, working together, trying to make good things happen, trying to inspire people, and all of them getting shut down, shit on, torn apart, and thrown out for the same things, I know why it is. Most people don't. Not that most people don't per se, but most people don't have the patience to sit with themselves long enough to get the hard answers, to know why they're failing. Like, for instance, I had to come to the realization that I don't really fail at this. I mean, I've been doing extremely well with this. What I fail at is getting money from this. I don't like asking you guys for money. It's not what I do. What I come here to do is I come here to kick ass. I come here to get wrecked and get good. I came into this thinking I was hard, like I knew shit. That's how it always is. You know, you come into any game thinking that you know, and that's why I have the triangle that we talk about. You get hard, you think you're hard shit, you get wrecked, you get put in your place, you get shut down, beaten down, tore down, and then you get good. You're always going to move through with that. Hey, Natural Queen Bee's tuned in. Hi, hi, hi. The sound effect didn't trigger for you, though, ironically. I'm not sure what that's about. At any rate, guys, this is not an easy field. I don't think any field of work is easy. I'll be completely honest with you, because I've worked in a whole mess of different fields. I would argue that most of the fields of what you do are easy. Rather, it is how handling people is very difficult, and most people don't have the patience for that because it's hard, it's sticky, it's messy. People require delicate handling. I require delicate handling. I know you guys do too. So far it's going well. We're still gearing up. We're waiting for Soulkeeper and Darkstar Nova Phoenix to join us. They are going to be jumping on and we'll be getting to some Diablo, and I imagine we will continue most of the same conversation. But for now, I just want to kind of take a minute and kind of talk about some of the things that I got cooking on in my head. You know, we've had a bunch going on. I mean, Nat Quimby's been here for this entire thing. She's watched all of it go down, and it's been heartbreaking for us. But you know, people that we've looked up to. You know, we all make heroes, and it's the hardest part is realizing that you're a hero in somebody else for somebody else right now. You don't even know it yet, and you are. And so having that responsibility is tough because it's like, well, who am I to let you down or set your life straight or any of those things? And that's not what it's about, guys. What it's about is you need to make yourself proud. You need to make yourself felt like you're understood, like you're making yourself move forward. No one should be cracking the whip at your back except for you. And everybody's cracking the whip on their own lives for their own things. Whether you've got, you know, any number of things. People are, whether you're working yourself to death or whether they are working hard and not working themselves to death. It's the same thing. You've got to know what you have to give. All of us have something to give. That's why we have so many different mediums. There's so many different ways of us to do things. And that's the hardest part about it now. There's so many different ways to share your art. So many different ways to share what you are. How do you get to the right audience? And it's tough. Let's be real about this. All of us have people that need us in our lives, and we're not there for them. And we can be there for them. We don't know. We don't know what they are, or what they're doing, or who they are, or where they're at. There's a lot of factors to this. So for us, we have to be able to pull together and find a way to gather. which is predominantly why this stream is the way that this is. We don't do this to show games. I don't really ego trip. I try not to show how good I am or whatever the case is. I love showing when people are great. Like, I love, especially with my guests or things like that, or people that we get on that are great. I love watching other people kick ass. And I love watching people get good. Because that process is hard. And I don't think many of us feel like we have people in our lives that want to sit here and listen to us go through that. Because it's frustrating. Frustrating is hard. You know, the dogs are a perfect example of this. I always get battled with Boo constantly about this because he always wants to do other things. It's like, hey man, let's go do dog stuff. I want to play around. Let's go laugh and go bark and go bite on things and go be a puppy. And that's not necessarily what all we can do. Theoretically, yeah, that would be it. That'd be great. I love you, Natural Queen Bee. And I love all of you that are tuning in. There's a reason why I keep doing this, you know. It's there's a certain voice in my head that keeps telling me that keep doing it. You've got this. We need to hear this. I need to hear it just the same as you do.
Come over, baby. I think you're pretty.
Thank you for the follow. I appreciate you joining us. People have the weirdest gamer tags or the weirdest tags for themselves on the internet. Like, it blows my mind. Blows my mind. So that sound is what's supposed to happen every time Queen Bee shows up in chat. And I don't know why it doesn't show up all the time. I think it has to do with when she says a certain amount of triggers it works. I'm still working on getting the bots figured out, guys. Like I said, all of this is getting good. You have to take the time and be patient with yourself. You got shit in your life you're fucking up right now. Shit that you're desperately trying to do good at. But you have to dedicate and focus that energy to it. You gotta have a little bit of patience with it and stick that shit through. Patience and persistence goes a long way. And if you do that, you'll get through it. Dumb shit happens all the time. People are always gonna come to you starting dumb shit. That's like literally what the fuck some people wake up to do. They come here to fuck around. And that's okay. That's their job too. Keep your life interesting. People get gamer tags and shit. People like to get responses out of people because they want to see what you do. Most people don't know what the fuck they're up to. And for them to figure out what they're up to, they gotta know what you're doing. So ironically, you're doing them a favor as long as you figure out and you stick with what you're up to. We all have tools. We all have the techniques. Or we all have the tools inside, rather. We may not have the techniques to use them because it takes time and energy and patience and persistence to do that. A lot of us maybe don't feel like we're even worth the time to keep working on those things about. When we do, and we are. Patience. You got to remember patience. All of us do. But that's a counter. That's one half of what you're dealing with. You've got to be persistent as well. It's the opposite. But they require one another. They feed one another. And to be with both is what's necessary. Like, especially a lot of way our culture conjugates good and bad really does a lot to shut people down and prevent them from thinking effectively. And we live in a world that's completely psychotic, wherein it's far more acceptable to be accepted for a mental illness than it is acceptable to have a difference of opinion. It's more easy to write people off for being crazy than it is for taking a moment to kind of sit there and hear what they're up to. Because we don't have the time for it. Time isn't money. Crazy talk don't make money. And yet, historically, if we look through it, crazy talk is what makes money. Is what makes fucking society. You get these crazy bastards coming together talking some dumbass shit, or some dumb fucking with some dumb shit, ends up making something spectacular. To those of you that don't know the story about it, penicillin. The best way I can sum it up in a dumbass version of it. Some dumb fuck went and ate a piece of moldy ass bread. The very thing your mama tell you not to do, or theoretically someone has told you in your life, don't eat fucking moldy bread because it's going to get you sick, it's bad for you. And yet, they come to find out that if they take that mold, expose it to the right conditions, they can actually extract antibacterial properties from it. That was penicillin. That's how they found penicillin, which is a production. I think it might have even been amoxicillin at that point. Regardless, they found it. Some dumb fuck ate a piece of fucking moldy bread and kept rolling on with it. I mean, arguably the same thing happened with acid, arguably with anything that we have in nature. In invention, rather. Not in nature, but human invention. Some dumbass did some dumbass shit and made something happen. Some smart fuck saw that dumb fuck do that shit, bought that shit, stole that shit, whatever that was, and sold that to other dumb fucks. Which sounds fucked up, for lack of a better term. It's true though. The irony in understanding intelligence is coming to find out that everybody, every single one of us, is fucking stupid. And that is where our strength lies. Smart doesn't make you strong. Smart makes you stiff. Smart makes you hard. Hard is useful to hold shape, but hard also cracks. Hard also crumbles. Flexible is the key. And understanding yourself and finding your own flexibility, you'll be able to roll with that. Because it's tough. God, it's tough. I would argue that it's far easier. And like I said, even in my triangle that we talked about, I should have pulled it up for a GIF. I'll get the GIF produced for next time. And we'll get that, because it should be put on shirts. It's dope. It's the real recycle symbol. You get hard. You get wrecked. Then you get good. When I was a kid, there was a show that we used to watch, Gundam Wing. And in Gundam Wing, there was a concept that they placed in the show, which they called their Endless Waltz. Which is, peace, war, or it's nuts. Peace, revolution, and war. Revolution, peace, and then war. And then revolution, and then peace, and then war. Doesn't matter where you start off, it comes to the same thing. Flips around, it comes to the same thing. But really, we can even distill that further. Instead of a societal, we're looking at a macrocosmic kind of view. That we can bring that home a bit and kind of look at it. And you get hard, get wrecked, and you get good. Every time. And you can think about this in your own life. You've had moments where you thought you were the hardest gangster, you were the fucking sickest thing, whatever the case was. You knew your shit. You had it down pat. And the one dumb fucking thing that you overlooked took your whole stuff down. My greatest example is that we can look at in all nerd history. It's a fucking Death Star. Now I'm going to throw this at you because a lot of you guys, a lot of people, when I hear them talk about the Death Star as an example of stupidity, forget to look at that was a product that took hundreds of millions of worlds, fucking trillions of resources, including mines. So many. It wasn't just like one dumb fuck went out with his paper and scribbled out the fucking Death Star, and that's how you. I mean, that's in real life that's what happened. But theoretically, if you're gonna build a fucking Death Star, just like you're building the atom bomb, that shit takes mad minds, all working together in concert, focus on the same objective, looking at it. And I've mostly heard arguments. The best arguments I've heard about the Death Star is that the grand weakness that the rebels exploited wasn't a oversight, but was rather an intentional design, which makes sense. You need a way to kill your own machine. Stupid fucks will build an infallible machine. They will try to build an infallible machine. Smart fucks always leave an exit plan. Which, if I remember correctly, was what they talked about in Rogue One. Spoiler alert, whatever the fuck. This shit's like fucking years old. If you ain't seen this shit by now, you're fucked. And honestly, you can't spoil this. It's that good. I don't believe in spoilers. Spoilers are for people that don't appreciate the story. They're for people that want the magic trick. They don't want the magic revealed, instead of appreciating the magician for what they're doing. People are weird. Has to do with the whole, I think anyways. People are more easily accepted, think it's more easily accepted to be hated than it is to be loved. Without realizing it's significantly harder to be loved than it is to be hated. Anyone can be hated. That's fucking baseline. They're arguably the same emotion. They're the same function. At different places on that line. And people like hate because it's baser. It's very sacral chakra. There's not much to it. It's cut and dry. Fuck you. I fucking hate you. You're a fucking piece of shit. We've heard it all. I mean, we could literally have an entire 8-hour broadcast talking about all the shit people talk about hating. I fucking can't handle it. You ask people what they like and they freak out. Like, I notice this. I do the same thing. You ask me, Stone, what's your favorite song? I still don't fucking know. I'm fucking asking the question. I'm the fucking only one sitting here answering that shit. And I'm like, I don't know. I like a bunch of different songs. It depends. It's like, what's your favorite emotion? How fucking one-dimensional do you have to be to like one emotion? Because there's the way some of these questions are phrased, they're always phrased as though there's a right answer and a wrong answer. And that's not what queries are for. They are if you're doing an inquisition. And the more I think about this could very well be a cultural byproduct of the last... Fuck, the Inquisition was what, 1400s? That's a long fucking time ago now. So that's a lot of fucking cultural damage to have with that. We got a lot of Catholics have had that with a lot of other religious organizations function under the same principles. I mean, not necessarily the Inquisition per se, but the Inquisition is an extreme, and arguably that happens with most thoughts, whether they're religious control organizations or whatnot. Is chat fucking even populating on screen? I just thought about that. Because I normally get my alerts pretty good. You guys are really good about letting me know every now and then. And the bot's usually good about letting me know when someone's saying something. I don't think we have a chat overlay for this one. Are you fucking kidding me? We're not doing Minecraft. What are you doing? We've been logged out due to disconnectivity, bitch. I'll show you an activity. Oh, now you want to reconnect and do some shit. Okay. Let me figure out where the fuck my chat is. This is really annoying. I just chill out here with this. Oh shit. So yeah, let's have a fucking conversation with everybody. There is a chat set up here. Okay. I was just out of my mind. Don't listen to me then. So, are we working through Mixer and YouTube? I love how fucking Mixer can't figure out what the hell it's up to. So guys, is this my old broadcast? This is the old broadcast. That's not live. I love how we're in casting voice. It's supposed to be just chatting, but... See if test chat works from here. Is this my old broadcast? This is the old broadcast. That's not live. Cool. So we're still getting it all figured out, getting it all sorted out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's Facebook? Facebook. Because the people are talking on Facebook, which is where most people are talking, and where we're not seeing any updates from. I'm gonna be mad at you, Mob Crush. We're going to have a bad time, my friend. Book. Cool, and that's working on only a slight delay. We're actually, the video quality on them looking decent, so it looks like they're populating okay. And of course, Mixer's the only one with its head in its ass. But that's okay. We can handle that. That's acceptable. Really, asshole? Alright, let me try starting this up again. Now, theoretically, this game should load. And I hope it loads with my fucking Discord again, because that was really cool. I was able to, like, actually, like, make noises and stuff inside of Discord. Hooray. Can I have my overlay? Can I have my overlay? Please. Let me shut this down and try it again. Sometimes it loads up, but sometimes it doesn't. You were literally outside. Okay. Let's let the puppers out. Boogie, you stay inside. You hang out. Okay. Let's see if we can get this thing to work now. Here we go. Alright.
Stay a while and listen.
Cool. So that allows me to, inside Discord, I can actually trigger the sound effects without having to blow chat all the way up. Look at that, guys. You learn, you get good.
This is all sick.
Alright. Like I said, it's a lot of fun. Boogie, really? I don't know that I trust you out there. You just want to go sunbathing. Go on. You got the door open. Go on. Yeah, you're all busted. That's what's up. Like, Daddy saw me open the door now. Go on. I'm gonna go let her out. Even though the door's open, guys. It's actually open. Right now. And she's just decided that, well, Daddy saw me open the door, so I can't leave by myself. It's wide fucking open. Alright, hang on. Alright. Like I was saying, in the first place when I was talking about all the streamers, everybody's leaving. It's been happening for a while now. You know, Fallout 76 in particular is where I started from on Twitch. We had a real tight community, real small. I'm still tight with a lot of these people. I mean, not as tight as I really should be. I'm not tight with anybody. I don't talk to anybody. I'm a fucking garbage friend. I need to get better about it. But a lot of these guys are still doing the thing, and they're still kicking ass, but they're all having a rough time still. Part of it's because I think 76 itself is too small of a community, per se. But it's hard to stream up, especially when you're in a small niche community like that, something that's real tight knit. Because especially if you're venturing out, depending on how you're venturing out, most people don't look at the similarities instead, and they'll just say like, "Oh, this is very different than me," so I'm just not going to go check that out. Which is fine. I mean, there's use for that, I suppose. You know, you gotta find people that are like minds, and if they're not like mind to you, then there you go. But just gotta have patience to kind of see what's around. It's also astonishing how many troll accounts are on Twitch. Like, I'm starting to realize, like, even with streaming, there's a massive amount of accounts that are literally set up for the specific point of trolling and dropping traffic. Like, for instance, this individual that just added us a second ago was specifically coming in to cause unnecessary content. They do this knowing that they can start trouble with bots. Let's try to run that queue up and see what happens. There we go. Shine some love on some people that deserve some love. Because that's how the world should work. If you find people that are good and beautiful, and they're doing a damn good thing, you support those people. And they'll support you. That's how community works. It's function. Fuck a religion, fuck anyone worried about any other kind of shit like that. There's just fact. If you treat people good, people will treat you good. I'm not saying go treat everybody good. I'm not saying just treat specific people good. I'm saying you should know in your heart what you should do. If you're letting other shit, especially in your fucking head, tell you what to do, your head don't know shit. You're dumb as fuck. Like, literally, like, you need to embrace that. A lot of people think they're too fucking smart. That's one thing we will never have on this channel. I'm a smart motherfucker, but I know I'm only smart because I'm stupid as fuck, and I know that. It's never about who's smarter than the other, trying to make things like that. It should be about what can you teach somebody and how can you make them better, because they're making you better. It should be. You should always be working to actively try and distill the goodness from the people in your life and try and cultivate that. You should always be planting good seeds in other people's heads. Entropia how's it going, man? How you doing? So I do apologize. Our stream runs on a tiny little bit of a delay. Well, not a tiny. It's probably a fucking massive delay, to be honest. So we do very well to work with chat. I'm trying to sort out where you're at. I think you're on Mixer. You are indeed on Mixer. Thank you for tuning in, man. We appreciate you coming in today and checking out the program. We're kind of getting a little bit of some heavy stuff here. Some kind of heavy stuff has been going on, so I figured it was kind of a useful topic to talk about. I find that a lot of people come across a lot of adversity, and it's usually good for them to know that they're not alone with that. You know, no one's alone in it, and that's the really hard and painful reality. Even people that make their lives look like it's all good and it's all legit, shit's always crazy for everybody. So having a little bit of patience is necessary. That's awesome. You're just finally checking out Mixer. That's really awesome, man. Mixer's got a lot of really interesting stuff on there. It's pretty far out. This is kind of weirding me out that the little wings behind my head are like, it looks like I have wings on my head. I'm not sure how I feel about this, guys. That's learning. That's part of getting good. I put my head right here in the middle of the thing so that I got giant flappy wings on my head. So there you go. So what are you up to today? You're just browsing around, checking out the app, seeing kind of different streamers that are going on? Mixer's got a lot of new fun stuff coming through. I've been really enjoying that. I don't have the integration that I do with Mixer yet that I do with Twitch. For now, like for instance, we have like a lot of fun chat commands, sound commands, and things like that, and those only work on Twitch. So that's where you have to get all that goodness at. Sorry, my dogs are also outside, so I'm trying to keep an eye on them. I think I should go wrangle them back up. Actually, it's been a couple minutes now. So I'm going to be immediately back. Don't go anywhere. I'm pretty sure my weird... It's kind of freaking me out. I got like a weird demon head on this thing. I'm not okay with it. But I'll change it. I'll deal with it when I get back. For now, we go get dogs. And then we come back. And then we deal with more conversation. We have more wonderful conversation in English. Alright, I try at least. Hang on. Hey there, Entropia. Just to let you know, we have been live. I think we've been alive just about a half hour. Well, actually, it's been an hour now because the first broadcast went down. We were having a test glitch. So since about 10:30, it's been on and off. We've been changing for a few things. We're still waiting for a few of our friends to get in so we can go ahead and activate some Diablo 3. We're going to go forward with adventure mode. These guys are fucking amazing, and they've just been I've kind of been like the little backpack walking around picking things up behind them. It's been fun. It's been mostly funny. Because a couple of times where I've like, oh, I'm going to get hard. I'm going to go kick someone's ass. I literally get one hit and they just end my ass. It's hilarious. It's really a good time. Frustrating, but has been satisfying. So we're going to go ahead and continue with that.